Good morning, dear fathers and sisters. So, my licentiate thesis is the role of priests in private associations with reference to Canon 324 paragraph 2 in the context of Jesus Youth. Actually, it's very small canon. We don't have even any articles also, even in the Canon abstracts, we don't find anything. Only small commentaries only we find. And this is a new canon. We don't have a parallel canon in 1917 code. So, coming to me, I am a software engineer, because some people were asking, are you a professional photographer appointed for the Canon Law Conference? No, it's my hobby and I like to give memories to the people, so I record. But I worked in software company for 5 years, then I joined the seminary, and I am associate director for Communio at present. So, next I am from, next slide one. So, I am from Andhra Pradesh basically, and I am also, next slide, I am a priest of Nagpur Archdiocese. I am incarnate in Nagpur Archdiocese, and I am a Jesus Youth priest. So, Jesus Youth is a movement. People might have questions. Some people during the informal lunch, dinner time, people were asking, how come Jesus Youth and how come a priest? So, there is a provision in the church where we know priests, diocesan priests and religious priests. These are the commonly understood concept. But there is a appendix, there is an exception. So even the movements, associations also have priests. So I am a priest ordained for the apostolate of Jesus Youth, but we don't have incardinating facility. So that's how Holy See has given a privilege. So that's how I am incarnated in Nagpur Archdiocese, because Archbishop Abraham was Jesus Youth in charge for many years. So in that capacity, he has taken the request of Jesus Youth, and that's how I am incarnated. Now my Bishop Elias Gonzalez is my present bishop, and from Jesus Youth movement side, there is a priest in charge. That is Father Thomas Tarif. He is from Vijayapuram Diocese. So that is about me. So let us, next slide. So at present, I am Communio Associate Director. Communio is a funding agency. I hope if I get a chance, I will explain more, because Cardinal morning said, like, if you know law more, we can help people more. I hope some people are also directors of Communio in your dioceses, you know better. But if you know more about Communio, you can help the people more in India. So next slide. Communio is a initiative of Catholic Conference of Catholic Bishops of India, Latin Bishops of India, CCBI, to sustain, to support the missionaries in rural and mission. This is the basic thing. It's a one word, it is a funding agency. So we collect money, contributions, and also we distribute money. Last year we distributed 1 crore. This year also we are going to 1 crore money is approved to distribute. So coming back to my thesis, role of private associate, role of priests in private association with reference to Canon 324 paragraph 2. Next slide. This thesis is a canonical study of on the private association in the church. In general, a study on the role of priests in the private association with the canon. And this Jesus Youth movement is a private association with a juridical personality approved by the Holy See. And my thesis is divided into 3 chapters. So first chapter mainly says private associations in the church. Second, role of priests in private association. What is the church teaching and what are the different possibilities a priest can exercise in the private association. And then how Jesus Youth is doing. So first chapter, basically, next slide, another slide. So these private associations are not existing in the old code, 1917. And we hear movements. I say Jesus Youth movement. Like there's so many movements are there, but there is no word called movement in the canon law. Church sees movements, communities as associations, either public or private. So first chapter gives the detailed description. What are the categories? What are the types? And why? What is the difference? Different configurations. So this first chapter fully deals with this. And especially there is a more a specific study on Resolutio Corinthensis. It is basically a decree for the approval of Vincent de Paul Society. So we know Vincent de Paul Society. So very famous private association in the church, which has chaplains as lay people also. That is the one thing very specific about the Vincent de Paul Society. A lay person can act as a chaplain also. So why this privilege is given? And only in private associations where laity can exercise the power of governance more effectively, more freely. Though we say role of laity in the church and so many canons are there, rights and faithful, that this and all, but practically only in private association the governance. But why church has allowed this autonomy, this freedom is more discussed in the first chapter. So next, second chapter, it deals with the role of priest. What kind of a roles a priest can act in the private association. Actually, this canon also gives a very tricky canon. 3 sentences are there. If private associations wishes, which means like if they don't want, if they don't wish, they don't need to have a priest. So even that much freedom is given. But if they want, they wish, they can choose, but only that priest should work in the diocese and bishop should approve or confirm. So why this much flexibility is given to the laity or governance of prayer? All these things will be explained in the second chapter, and also in the third chapter basically about Jesus Youth, how it is implemented, because Jesus Youth is the only movement or a private association in India which got the approval from the Holy See, and also in Asia this is the only movement or only private association which has this privilege to have the priest for the lay movement. But we have 122 private associations in the church, mostly concentrated in the Europe or America. But in Asian level, only Jesus Youth has this privilege to have a priest attached to the movement. And how it is governed, not all these laws are in the canon law. Maybe if the canon law is revised in the future, maybe some canons will surely come, because already Holy See is approving clerical associations and all. Maybe, and there is a big adjournment also, maybe it might come. But all these things for individual associations, Holy See is giving in their constitution, in their statute. So how a priest full-time can be in a private association, that is according to the statutes and the memorandum of understanding. As I said, I am priest for Nagpur Archdiocese. So those memorandum of understanding, all the details are there. So this is about my thesis, and I will be most happy if you ask me any questions.
Really happy to appreciate you, Media Father, especially during the time, this modern time, our youth are drifting and they are denied of the formation, youth formation, and faith formation, and so on. In such a place, and as a young man, so you were a software engineer for 5 years and joined at this movement, you have become a priest. We are really proud of you. I did not know about all that. And last time when we had a discussion in Tamil Nadu region, and we had an issue about Jesus Youth movement. There was a criticism, heavy criticism, that which destroys the local, which disturbs the local town youth commission and so on. So we need to be very careful and so on. So I did not understand. But now positively I look how the Holy See has given you permission, only the lay movement in Asia and in India, and we really appreciate you. And I really appreciate you to take up this job and then to be a source of inspiration for the youth in India. Thank you.
Father, thank you very much. It's pleasant to hear, because in Gulf, this very vibrant this year, especially in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Kuwait, and Bahrain, is very vibrant, and there are also priests who are spiritual directors for this youth group, and they are doing excellent work and outreach where the priests are not able to go, and there they are going and doing a lot of ministries. And it's very encouraging, and it's dynamic and growing and helping a lot to church. And we are also one line to the priests who are going to be given. Only the Jews used to organize the priests when the year of priests came in Gulf. And they did wonderful service and was encouraging all the priests. Thank you very much.
Congrats for that. You're talking about chaplain, right? The people and the chaplain, right? But the canon specifically speaks about the spiritual counselor, one of the priests. What is the difference between the chaplain and the lay person and the priest?
I was telling about in the first chapter that the result is to Corinthians. There were many confusions regarding the Vincent de Paul Society. Everybody, in most of the parishes we have this Vincent de Paul Society. So it started by few people. It's not started by Vincent de Paul. Started by Guzman, something in the name. But after, Frederick Guzman. So after some time, there were discussion like this Bishop of Corinthians in Argentina. He has a problem like how they are related to me. They are organizing themselves. There is no that I cannot do anything. Then the Vatican gave. See, they are they started by themselves and they are doing good. They should continue that. You cannot interfere because it's not because the association, public associations are the associations which are elected by the hierarchy. Holy See or bishops or regional conferences, so and so. But when there is an initiative by the people, it is a private association. So, in that only in Vincent de Paul Society, this provision is there for lay chaplains. Now also that is existing, but not. But that's why in the Second Vatican Council, because that is 100 years back. Last year they celebrated 100 years of this resolution of Corinthians. But in Second Vatican Council, they, the Church Fathers, Synod Fathers, they changed that. Chaplain at least should be a priest. So 324 Canon says if they want, and actually this word chaplain is not assigned by 324. It is spiritual counselor. But according to each private association, they can adapt this terminology. It could be a spiritual director, spiritual counselor, chaplain, ecclesiastical assistant. That doesn't make. But chaplain and ecclesiastical assistant in the public association is a different role. Even though if you take that word, that terminology in private association, we cannot exercise exactly like that. So it is just, it's not a governance, it's only spiritual. Even though you use the word chaplain or ecclesiastical assistant. That is the division.
Father Villan, with appreciation for what you have presented to us. This is a private question, not a personal question. Because Jesus will, the priest of Jesus will affects, being in communion, you are minister of Jesus.
Basically, the tagline of Jesus will be say at the service of the church. So I also never expected that I will be called for the service of the CCBA. It was became as a surprise. After my finishing my licentiate, Jesus will send me to Nagaland. Last 1 year I was in Nagaland working in the missions and also helping the Jesus people. So I don't know how it works. So it was called. Then naturally when at the end Jesus will want to serve the church. So when church asked like we want your priest for the communion. So they didn't have anything no, and maybe I am also a little struggling. Like how I am not able to do anything about Jesus here. But I think like addressing like this gathering, I cannot do as a Jesus priest because I am a communion associate director, I am a canonist, I am presenting. And maybe I think doing a Jesus work is not just like doing my physical activity, but also like helping other people to understand more. They will be doing more in their own situation. So that is, I think, in that way, maybe I will be fulfilling my Jesus priest. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Father. And we wish you all the best. May you land in Rome.
Yeah.
Please complete your doctorate, that will be nice. We have the last person present this morning, Sister Beryl. Also,
That's good.